welcome to another exciting episode of M.R.E. Wargaming. Today we're going to play a crazy-ass game. A little 2-on-1. We're going to do 4,000 points of Necrons versus 2,000 points of Death Korps and Kreig, and 2,000 points of Dark Angels. It's going to be a custom game. Super cool. Our mission is going to be something special, right?
Yep.
How's it work?
Essentially, they're going to be hiding in their little factories or whatever, and we're going to overrun and take them. As long as I control the objective in their territory for a turn, the game will be over, and there'll be a Necron victory. If not, there are 5 other objectives around the board, kind of worth a point each a turn, and theirs is worth 2 for every time they sit on it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll
take you down.
I'm glad you remembered all that.
Alright, now for army introductions. Okay, introducing Death Korps of Kreig. I'm going to be running an Imperial Knight. Here's an attachment. You see what he has is what you see. Got a Lehman Russ tank commander kitted out the way that he looks. I got 2 Basilisks, as you see, and a Manticore. 1 Valkyrie here. Chimera with heavy bolters. Another Chimera with heavy bolters. Got a Hellhound tank. Got a 10-man infantry squad here guarding this objective. Inside these transports and flying cans, I currently have some in reserves. We got some Tempestus Scions, another group of Tempestus Scions. They're equipped with flamethrowers and meltas and all that good stuff. 10-man combat engineer squad, regular infantry squad, and a 5-man combat engineer squad. And that is everything for Death Korps of Kreig.
Alright, for Dark Angels, we got a 5-man intercessor group. We got a lieutenant. I know that's a captain, but... And then, I got a 10-man intercessor group. I got a Redemptor Dread, WYSIWYG. I have an Impulsor, it's WYSIWYG, and I chose to do the Shield Dome for another 15 points, giving it a 5-up and bond save. And down at the other end, I got the Repulsor, it's WYSIWYG, it will be carrying 10 heavy intercessors. Down in this corner, I got 2 Outrider squads and a Chaplain, who is my Warlord. He has 2 Warlord traits, Iron Resolve, and the Wise Orator. And then he knows 3 Litanies. Litany of Hate, Canticles of Hate, and Manta of Strength. And that's it.
And now it's time for Necrons. Starting out with a 20-man warrior blob here, just with their normal Gauss guns. Then a Void Dragon, knowing the Times Arrow spell, along with his other one. An 8-man Scarab squad. A Plasmancer, but he's supposed to be a Technomancer. Kind of summon him in for that. Then we have a wonderful, beautiful Triox Stalker with his heavy Gauss cannons. A Doomsday Barge. We have 2 Cryptothralls leading this Cryptech in the battle. This one is a Cryomancer, or Technomancer, my bad. And then we have a 10-man Immortal Squad, all with Gauss blasters. We have a glorious, beautiful Serapek Heavy Construct with his 2 Singularity Beams and 2 Transdimensional Beams. Then we have a 10-man Warrior Blob as well, with the normal guns. Another Doomsday Barge. Then we have another, oh not 10, my bad, 20 warriors. Then another 20 warrior squad with the Gauss Flare Rippers, the shorter range but more oomph. Then we have in our Glory Reserves, 2 Doom Size ready for battle, a Sentry Pylon Fortification Network, an Obelisk, and a Monolith, the old school one. And that is 4,000 points of Necrons. And of course, the Warlord is our overlord here with the, this is all Merfet, and he has the Merciless Tyrant Warlord ability with his War Scythe, not that Res Orb, even though he has it in his hand. That is Necrons, and we will get back to tell you how this is all going to kind of go down. Okay, so here's all pretty much, it's kind of all set up, and here's how the scenario is going to work. These 5 objectives here will all be worth 1 point at the end of turn as long as you control them. And the last one over here is our one worth 2. Now, of course, if I control it as a Necron player, the game ends. It's kind of signifying that the battle is lost and all that. And we also made it a little more different. We rolled off each individually to see who'd go first. So we'll be starting off Dark Angels, Necrons, and then Kreig. And then it'll go in that order. Or do we want to roll off every turn? Make it even more interesting.
That's up to you guys.
You know, we're going to roll off every turn to make it even more interesting. Maybe some people will get back-to-back turn, or who knows? I guess we'll kind of find out and see.
The whole AOS.
The AOS thing. Yeah, we're going to bring a little fun into it. Hopefully we'll see how this goes. Otherwise, I hope you two are ready. You unclean, unorganized creatures.
Of course, purge the Xenos.
Purge the Xenos. All right. We'll come back to you with first turn, Dark Angels.
Alright, so in turn for Dark Angels. These guys all just kind of moved up. Impulsor moved up, did some shooting on this warrior blob. It didn't matter, he ran, man. The repulsor over there put some wounds on this. The Outriders chaplain came up. They took out what was
Track Stalker.
the stalker.
Mm-hmm.
But now the scarabs are all going to rush into him. So,
Hopefully.
yay! Now it's Necron's turn 2. Turn 1. Turn one.
Turn 1. Alright, so the end of the Necron turn 1. The Warriors moved up trying to kind of get to this objective. Not being able to get their shooting, did a lot of nothing. With shooting, melee, and a bunch of other things combined, we got rid of one guy, then the other rest of the 3, and really wounded this chaplain down. Lost some scarabs in the meantime, and the Crypto Thralls kind of got hurt. Otherwise, the Void Dragon moved up. Everybody else kind of moved up. Shot, did a lot of nothing. Shot over there, wounded that thing down to 3 wounds left. Really gave it a good oomph. And then the Scorpack, our king, shot into that Basilisk, blew it up, and then he actually exploded, dealing a lot of mortal wounds around the table. Otherwise, kind of dinking down these other chimeras. But we'll see now that the Imperial Guard get their turn on their turn 1. The Death Corps of Kreig Imperial Guard,
Yes.
turn 1.
All right, here we are with Kreig. This is the bottom of 1. We pushed as hard as we could because only in death do we atone. Pumped some rounds from the artillery here. These 2 into this squad, chewed them up pretty bad. We went ahead and deep struck some Tempestus Scions. They did some shooting, killed some guys, and moved in. So between the artillery and the Scions, this is all that remains of this particular 20-man squad. My Valkyrie flew by and dropped off some more Scions. Did some shooting in this guy. Didn't really did a wound with a multi-laser, believe it or not. And then my Chimera here that had these Kreig pushed in, fired into it, put some wounds on it, did some wounds in melee, got destroyed. So these guys disembarked to hold this objective. He put some wounds on this also. I failed to charge to attack it, and I also failed to charge with this Chimera, but he helped put some wounds on this beast also. And then the Knight did some work also and put a ton of wounds in this bad boy also. A lot of alsos, in case you haven't noticed. But he failed his charge. He had a 12-inch, and we rolled 9. And I believe that is it for Kreig. Okay, we have rolled for our next round of turns. Is going to go Kreig, Dark Angels, Necrons. See you at the top of 2. Alright, here we are at the top of 2, Kreig 2. Moved up, did some shooting, didn't really do a whole lot. Then I tried to charge and failed. Did some work here too. We destroyed the big bad guy, the big old nasty Spider-Man. He went kaboomy. Tried to charge, failed. These guys here were basically the ones that brought the killing blow, the coup de grace, to the big giant daddy long legs. These guys have maintained in melee. We did some shooting with the 2 artillery vehicles into these guys and chipped away a couple. And then we did some long dong shooting all the way over here to pop up destroy that vehicle before it hurt our allies in arms. Moved a flyer and sank a big fat missile into that thing too. Did some damage. I think that's what finished it off or helped it. And that's it. We're holding tight. We're not giving them any ground. No respite.
Alright, so Dark Angels, turn 2. Repulsor just kind of sit there, put some shoutouts on these guys. Most of them reanimated though. These guys hopped out of the repulsor, moved up, laid down fire at the same group. Pretty lackluster again. Over here, he got to do his melee first and detonated a scarab, made sure my chaplain was gone. These guys took one more wound, but they did kill Crypto. Impulsor moved up, fired. Everything over on this side moved up and fired at this group right here, but he just keeps reanimating. So it's all for nothing, it seems like. And that was the end of turn 2, Dark Angels.
Welcome back. After Necron turn 2 and at basically the end of turn 2. Doomsday Arc stayed still, shot. Did 1 wound on the Dreadnought, that was about it. Satan moved up, blew up this Chimera that was here, and now he's kind of posturing over here to get onto this guy. Obelisk came in, did absolutely nothing. Don't bring this model, people. It is not that great. Then we brought the Monolith in the back and used our stratagem to pour the squad that was over here. Now they're not here. Of course, they're over there. Basically blowing off everybody over here to try and hit that push win button because we need it. Otherwise, did some shooting, wounded about 5 of these guys out of that squad. Those guys transported up with Cloak. And then, of course, the Sentry Pylon transdimensional located over there. Then we shot the Knight, did a little bit of wounds, shot these guys, did some wounds. Went in the melee over there, did some work. Shot at the 2, the Basilisk and the tank, blew both those up. And we kind of just left the backyard open, kind of letting them do whatever they want because, like I said, time to press the button. So, on to turn 3, and I think if Necrons get the first turn, the game will be over technically, but we will see. Back at you. Alright, folks, so here's was the roll-off. Basically, Matt got a 2 with the Dark Angels. Tom and I tied with a 3, but then the Necrons got the better one. So, the way this is working is I have to hold this for the whole turn, so even though I get first turn, I'm going to have to sit on it and survive. So, we'll see how this goes. We'll be back with Necron turn 3. Alright, welcome back to Necron's end of turn, top of 3. Pretty much stayed still, shoot at the Knight, wounded him a little bit. We finally won the melee back here. Huzzah! More importantly, though, we moved up here, eradicated this, eradicated the Captain. The Monolith ate it up in its portal. Destroyed the Dreadnought with even the Doom size, all that, everything, like I said, moved up. These guys moved up and advanced and still couldn't get on an objective, so this game will continue. And then otherwise, everything else just kind of moved up. Put some more wounds on the back of that thing. Like I said, shot the Knight. Kind of meleeed down these guys a little bit more. And still in that combat since turn 2. Otherwise, everybody else just kind of did their thing. So, on to Kreig, turn 3.
Alright, well here we are with Kreig. Middle of 3, technically. Alright, so the Imperial Knight here smashed that weapon emplacement and chucked it. And didn't do anything. Alright, so then we over here, these guys disengaged. We lit these guys up with a couple of flamethrowers and then charged into them. No success on the charge, but wiped out a lot with a flamethrower. Here's your stalemate. Lose one, gain one, basically. Then going over here, failed charge with the Manticore. Well, the Manticore did some work on this squad. Jacked it up. So then we tried to charge into it. Failed. Popped up my last 5 combat engineers. Shot the crap out of these guys with shotguns. Did pretty good. Decided to charge and got my ass kicked in Overwatch. Just lost my last Kriegsman over here against this Satan Shard. These 4 gentlemen here annihilated this whole squad with gas grenades. And that's where we're at right now. Got good vibes that we'll win this because Emperor and Salvation and Atonement. Yeah.
Better get me off of that fucking objective.
All right. Dark Angels turn 3. We didn't do jack shit. We Impulsor moved up. These guys moved up to here. We tried to finish off the Warrior Blob, but just can't get done. There were still 2 left. The Blade Guard Vets came out to play. A little too late. And down there they were just trying to take off the Overlord in case we did get off the Warriors, but it didn't happen. So Spanky got to push the big button and win. Go Necrons.
Push the big button!
Alright, push the button.
Boom!
Alright, there we go. Spunk and experience.
For the Necron dynasty. The humans, or unclean, will suffer our wrath again.
Well, that's it, folks. Conclusion of the game after 3 grueling turns.
3 turns.
Fun mission. Homebrewed, of course.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of... Yes, a lot. Yeah.
But otherwise, a great game, you know. These boys held on a lot longer than I thought they would. Kind of had to cheese it a little bit at the end there to even get the victory. So, gentlemen, good game. So,
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it?
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot more close than we thought, and
Yes.
good times.
Definitely should have made a few different choices in my decisions. Held back a few more troops, possibly.
Right.
A little too gung ho on that push, trying to do the Kreig's charge to no man's land.
We should have just lined everything up here.
Just gun lined it.
Yeah.
Come at us. But
Yeah.
otherwise, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hoping to have some more games and different games coming up soon. We think, spoiler alert, next week is either Gunpla or Sigmar. I
Yes.
believe, so we'll be looking at that, hopefully.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. You know, let us know how we're doing. Give us comments.
The TikToks.
TikToks.
Yes. The TikToks.
Did we got anything else?
I don't think so, yeah.
Snapchat?
No.
OnlyFan. Check me out on OnlyFan.
Yeah,
We should
no.
do that.
Don't
That's
do
where the
that.
money's at.
No. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.